very impromptu segment on the podcast. As you can tell, a little bit of a new haircut here, completely shaved up. So, this is a movie review, alright? And this is something that I really wanted to talk about because I just watched a movie last night that fucking irritated the shit out of me, and I have to talk about it. I have to. So, I am a huge fan of horror. I've always loved horror. I've always loved horror games. They're my favorite. They're probably the kind of game that I play the most. It's definitely my favorite type of movie. I mean, that's really almost all that I watch is horror movies. So, I mean, I have always really loved Resident Evil. And I recently watched Welcome to Raccoon City. And without a doubt, this is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Not the worst Resident Evil movie, the worst movie I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Be warned, I'm absolutely going to be talking about spoilers here because I feel like I can't review it justly and do this justice if I don't fucking talk about spoilers. But let's just get into it, alright? So, whenever I evaluate a movie, I want to evaluate it on a couple of criteria that sort of make sense to me, you know? And I haven't necessarily decided on what that's going to be yet. I mean, sort of, but not really. But, alright. I think that one of the major things that we need to talk about, right, is the acting, the plot, the characters, the cinematography, and the backgrounds, I think. I think those 5 are pretty good for a movie review. You can get into, like, deeper meaning and stuff like this. This movie has fucking no deeper meaning at all, so it's not even worth talking about it, you know? So let's start out with the acting. So, I don't have any hate against any of these actors that were cast, alright? I do have a problem with who the fuck they casted, because they probably could not have made worse decisions if they fucking actively tried to make worse decisions, but the casting in this movie is fucking garbage, alright? I know this might sound a bit, like, bad, alright, but I'm very, very, very headstrong with you should keep a character the same race, sort of ethnicity that they are, alright? I mean, people are like, oh, make a white character black, that's inclusive. Yeah, it's true, but if you made a black character white, people would go all fucking in arms about it, alright? I think the characters should stay the way that they are, alright? And that's the first major fucking problem I had with this film, is that you cannot recognize any of the fucking characters literally at all because they don't look anything like their fucking counterparts in the video game, alright? Like, I feel like I don't have to fucking say this, but I feel like it's necessary for me to say this. There's a problem with the characters and how they look. There's a major fucking issue here, alright? Major. I think that the main issue is just that they seem to not care, I guess. Leon Kennedy, alright? We all know what Leon Kennedy looks like in the film, you know? We know, alright? We know what he looks like in video games, and we know what he looks like in the film, alright? In the video game, Leon Kennedy is a pretty formidable stature. I wouldn't say he's fucking buff or anything, alright? But, he's pretty average, alright? He's white, he has blonde hair, he's a police officer, highly intelligent, lacks a little bit of confidence, he's a rookie, you know, but extremely brave, takes things onto himself all the time. In the movie, They for some reason got a Mexican guy with facial hair and long fucking stringy black hair to play Leon Kennedy. And I was like, this looks like fucking Carlos from Resident Evil 3. Who the fuck is this? And when they said Leon Kennedy, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. Jill Valentine is played by a black woman with like fucking curly ass hair. Like, I don't have a problem with the fact that they're Mexican or black. Why the fuck would you do this? You can't tell who the fuck they even are. Alright? Like, it's stupid as fuck. Alright? Wesker. For the most part, I think Wesker was fine. The facial hair was kind of bad, because he doesn't have facial hair in the game, so they could have taken that out. By the way, I'm focusing just on the casting right now. The acting is a whole another fucking beast that I'll get to. Claire Redfield, they nailed the casting. Amazing casting. Chris Redfield, also pretty fucking good. He looked pretty similar. Alright. Brad Vickers, you don't really care about that, you know? I'm just gonna really focus on the main characters, which are Leon Kennedy, obviously, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Chris. And they got 2 correct. The other 2 were completely fucking abysmal. They were awful. Wesker was bad casting as well. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it was pretty bad as well. To go on to the second point of interest in this fucking turd of a film that I don't recommend anyone fucking watch is the acting. And the actors did a fine job. For the most part, I think they did a good job. Alright? They were trying with what they had. They were trying to put in the number one most effort they could. But the writing made that fucking impossible. Alright? Johannes, whatever his name is, 'cause I can't remember his fucking last name, the director of this film, should have fucking hired a professional writer. This motherfucker wrote it himself, and that's an issue because the movie, one of the main gripes people have is the characters are fucking dog shit. Alright? First off, Chris and Claire Redfield, alright? This twin group, right, that have been extremely caring and close-knit, fucking hate each other in this movie. Claire disappears for 5 years, and when she comes back, Chris is like, "Oh, you fucking bitch! What are you doing here? Please go away." And I was like, "Alright, already you fucking completely destroyed this." Wesker is a fucking like surfer bro. He's weird. He's like rom-com broski. He fucking sucks. Alright? Like, I think they forgot, or they just didn't play the game. I think they forgot who the fuck Wesker is. Alright? He's cold, calculated, no emotions. He's stone-faced, alright? Like Neo from the fucking Matrix, alright? Completely no emotion. And they made Wesker like this weird-ass fucking surfer, bro, who like wants to chug a brewski and shit. It's terrible. It's so fucking bad, alright? The dialogue is fucking lousy as well for Wesker. They made him like sort of care about Jill and stuff like that. They can't decide if they want him to be a good guy or a bad guy. They try and give him a redemption arc, and they try and make him good, but he betrays them, and then kills fucking Birkin and his wife, alright? And it's like, is he fucking good or not? You fucked it. You absolutely fucked it, alright? Moving on to Chris and Claire. Chris and Claire, absolutely fucking awful. They seriously, like, shouldn't have even been in the movie, really, I don't think, because they just fucking hate each other, and they don't add anything. Like, I'm not kidding, Chris and Claire don't really seem to do anything. They get into a couple of sticky situations and shoot zombies. They don't do, like, anything else. Like, they kind of just stand around. Jill Valentine, absolutely massacred as well. I mean, they made her this woman who is super attracted to Wesker, which never fucking happened, by the way. That's fucking stupid. They made her extremely attracted to Wesker for no fucking reason, and she's like a joke. Like, she like plays with her gun and like fucks around with it in public, and she doesn't take anything seriously. She's aloof and a jokester. I was like, Jill Valentine is not like this. She's the most cold and calculated killer out of any of the Resident Evil protagonists, alright? She doesn't give a fuck, alright? She kills, alright? She's a badass. And they made her a fucking joke. By far, the absolute worst fucking character writing is Leon Kennedy. Without a doubt. If you've seen the movie, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Alright? Essentially, Leon Kennedy is not how he is in the game whatsoever. They should have just made Leon a character named Jim and just made a new character, and it wouldn't have changed anything. It would have made more sense, actually. Leon Kennedy. How do you remember Leon Kennedy from the game? Specifically, Resident Evil 2 is what I'm going to talk about. What do you remember him from? He's a rookie, but he's extremely brave, extremely dedicated to his job, you know, cares a lot for other people, wants to get the duty done. By, like, any means, he wants to get the duty done. You know, he wants to achieve success, no matter what the means are. All right? He is always looking for success. He's highly intelligent, highly adaptable, you know, lacks self-confidence, kind of a little bit of a jokester, you know. Resident Evil 4, what do you think of? Badass action hero, pretty boy action hero, all right? In this movie, they made Leon Kennedy a fucking retard. I'm not kidding. They made him like a retard. The first time you see Leon Kennedy, he gets up from out of his bed in a hotel room. Already you're getting like the fucking drunk-ass weird vibes. And he starts chugging a beer at 10:30 and then goes to a cafe and sleeps because he's fucking hungover. Alright? He was given the police officer position not because he earned it, but because his dad was a member of the force. So it just gave him a position. So he didn't even earn being a police officer. Alright? He shot his partner and got in trouble for it. He's bumbling. He's a fucking idiot. He has no idea what he's doing. Every time something bad happens, he doesn't use a weapon. He just, like, backs away like a coward and is like, what do I do? What do I do? Help me. What do I do? He's sleeping on the job constantly. He fucking hates his job. He's a drunk. They literally took Leon Kennedy and made him the exact fucking opposite of who he actually is supposed to be. Like, absolutely fucking abysmal. Alright? By far, the biggest insult in this movie was how none of the characters were themselves. Wesker wasn't Wesker. Chris and Claire were not Chris and Claire. Leon for fucking sure wasn't Leon. They massacred these characters. Massacred. If you like the Resident Evil characters, steer fucking clear of this film. Do not watch it. It'll make you irritated. You'll get upset that you paid for it. Like, you're gonna get mad that your time was wasted. If you like the Resident Evil characters, don't watch this movie. Alright? Getting past that, alright, let's talk about the plot. Now, they did not at all do this well. They did it fucking terribly, actually. They fucked this up so badly. The plot is a combination of Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, and Outbreak. Now, Code Veronica, Outbreak, and 3, I didn't see anything. The only thing that I saw in Resident Evil 3 was that Jill Valentine was there. That's really the only thing that I even saw. So, wouldn't really say there's a lot of Resident Evil 3 going on. Resident Evil Outbreak, they have a couple of references to it, but nothing major. Resident Evil Code Veronica, though, like, they actually have the Ashford Twins in this movie, and they watch, like, a reel of it. But that's all they do. They don't even flesh out the backstory. They just show the Ashford Twins, and that's it. They don't even talk about who they are. They just show them. And it's like, oh, here's these two people. Remember that? The whole fucking movie is member berries. It's like, remember this from the movie? Remember this from the game? It sucks ass. Like, the plot is so fucking weird. Like, we start off with Chris and Claire at a fucking orphanage. The Umbrella Orphanage. Which is already really weird. I don't know why. They changed their backstory. Don't really have a huge problem with that. But Lisa Trevor is, like, Claire Redfield's best friend in this movie. And she, like, is this misunderstood girl who just wants a friend. And I was like, I guess that's like, I don't really have a giant problem with that. She was a enemy in Resident Evil 1, right? I think that making her a character that can be redeemed is kind of a good idea, because she's not really like that because of herself. She was captured and tortured, you know? So I don't really have a problem with the Lisa Trevor thing. It just is really weird and doesn't really stick out. So I don't know. It's just very odd. And a lot of people didn't like it at all. Because she's a very macabre character. And she's pretty fucking scary. Like, she's pretty deep. It really makes you feel sorry. It makes you feel something in the game. Alright? That's not really here. She's kind of just like a hollow shell that exists only to help Claire later in the movie. So it's not very good. William Birkin is in this movie. And apparently, he was an adult with, like, Chris and Claire and helped raise them in that Umbrella orphanage, which I don't like that at all. At all, actually. I don't know why. That just doesn't sit well with me. Like, it just doesn't. No, it sits very, very badly. Especially since in the game, Birkin was not old. He had blonde. He was pretty young. I would say he's probably around the same age as Chris. Maybe like 10 years older, but not like 20 fucking years older at all. So I don't like that whatsoever. And it's kind of shitty, I think. Basically, the plot of this movie is almost non-existent. But from what I could... I've watched this movie twice, by the way. Alright? From what I could gather, the plot of this movie is Claire comes back to Raccoon City, and the STARS team gets sent to the Spencer Mansion to investigate it. That's fine. Fine. I mean, we know what the story of Resident Evil 1 is. Then, for some fucking reason, William Birkin is just ignored for an hour and like 20 fucking minutes of the movie, hour 10, and then he's just tossed back into the movie like, oh fuck, we have to make Birkin do something. We can't just put him in here for nothing. So they throw it in at the very end extremely quickly. Like, Wesker runs into a cave and finds Birkin and Sherry and his wife and kills his wife and him and tries to take the G-Virus, but Jill shoots him and kills him. And then when they're trying to leave this underground facility, which does not look like a multi-million-dollar underground facility. It looks like the fucking basement of like a fucking school. There's just like random metal racks everywhere. Everything's super not organized. It looks like just an abandoned fucking basement. It looks terrible. That's the one background they fucked up badly. Very, very, very badly. But the plot is they investigate the Spencer Mansion. After they investigate all that shit, right, they just throw William Birkin in for no reason. Wesker tries to steal the G-Virus because he's working for the competitive company, New Umbrella. Wesker dies. Birkin dies. And basically what happens is they're trying to leave the facility, and Birkin just turns into G for no fucking reason. The CGI is absolutely fucking terrible. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad. His dialogue sounds like a kid's dialogue when he's in fucking G form. Alright? His final stage, which he only transforms 2 times, by the way, and he goes on like a fucking bitch both times. Birkin doesn't kill anyone, actually. And he's only G for 3 minutes of the movie. And he goes down like a bitch. He doesn't even come close to killing anyone. He's an actual pussy. So, you might be wondering, like, you might be saying, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot because I'm not explaining the plot very well. There is no fucking plot. It's just things happen because they happened in the game. Like, let's go investigate the Spencer Mansion. Now that we're done with that, what are we going to occupy the next 30 minutes with? Let's throw Birkin back into the mix for no fucking reason at all. Alright, let's go talk to Leon and Claire in the Raccoon City Police Department, but they're just standing there for most of the time. The zombies don't even get in until the later half of the movie, where they run away and go find Birkin. For no reason. Things just happen to happen. Just because they didn't have enough footage to fucking fill the time slot that they had, and because it happened in the game, they had to do it in the movie. The plot is non-existent. The plot fucking sucks. They pretty much just piggyback onto the game's plot and say, well, if you haven't played the game, you're not going to understand a fucking thing that's going on because our movie has no plot at all. There's copying from the fucking game without any context. There's no context. So, in terms of the plot, fucking D. I'm not gonna give it like an F yet, but a D. It's so fucking terrible. Like, it has the most minimum plot you can fucking come up with. It's so bad. Alright? The acting. I would give the acting a C or a B. They're not great. And I can't really accurately rate the actors because they were given the worst fucking script of all time, and their character development and who their character was supposed to be was fucking awful. So I can't even rate the actors correctly because I have no idea. If they were given a good fucking script, you know, like, if they were given, like, a decent script and they were given, like, good characters, they probably could have been a lot fucking better, but they weren't. They were given the worst fucking script I've ever seen, I think, and characters that were fucking buried 6 feet under, and then they dug them up and fucking Fortnite danced on their corpse and then sold their bones as NFTs. That is how badly they massacred these characters. So, I mean, the plot is a fucking D. It's minimum, at best. Minimum. So, the fact that there was even, like, I'm only giving it a D because there was the tiniest little resemblance of a plot. So I have to give it a D. I can't give it an E. I can't give it an F because they didn't fail. They at least got a plot in there. But it's terrible. So, the next thing I really wanted to talk about is the cinematography. And the cinematography is really good, actually. Like, the cinematography is good. They have some pretty cool shots. Like, there's a scene where Chris is inside the Spencer mansion, and a zombie bursts through the door, and it zooms in on the zombie, which is pretty good camera work. There's this really cool scene where Chris is, like, fighting 10 zombies, and the only light you get is the muzzle flash, which is like a strobe light type thing, and that's pretty cool. Only to immediately ruin it by this weird fucking scene where Chris is just laying on the ground, flicking a lighter on, and it goes off, and he flicks it back on, and the zombie's getting closer and closer. And I was like, why don't you just, like, move? Are you, like, why don't you just get up and move? It's a really terrible scene. Some of the other cinematography is really fucking bad. This isn't really cinematography, this is more movie making in general. But the CGI in this movie is terrible. Like, the liquor CGI, I didn't think was too awful. I thought it was decent, alright? I didn't think it was terrible. William Birkin's CGI is abysmal. Like, it's laughably bad. Laughably bad. It's like, oh my god, that looks terrible. Like, just awful. Actually fucking awful. There are, like I said, there are good cinematography moments, but they're so far in between that it doesn't really help make the movie good, you know? So I can't really gauge, like, the cinematography, because there wasn't a lot of it. Like, a lot of the scenes are just your basic shit, where they don't do anything cool with the camera. They just record it, you know? There is this one scene where Chief Irons is in a car and he's trying to escape Raccoon City, and fucking Journey is playing Any Way You Want It, I think is what it's playing, and he starts shooting his car, and he tries to drive away, but it's so weird because he sits there getting shot for like 10 seconds before he even attempts to move away, and it really is stupid. There's a scene where Chief Irons wastes all of his bullets shooting at a fucking dog in the parking lot, the Resident Evil 2 parking lot, and it's like, why? You can't even see it. Like, that's a stupid trope that needs to die. You can't even see the fucking dog. What are you shooting at? You're firing 6 warning shots with real bullets? You're a fucking idiot. Alright? Like I said, the cinematography, for the most part, is just standard. Average. There's nothing to comment on. There are occasionally some cool scenes, and there are occasionally scenes that make you laugh. There's some fucking stinkers. Like, some actual stinkers. A lot of the fucking scenes, not a lot of them, but a good portion of the scenes are ripped directly from cutscenes in the video game. They just recreate it, and those are the best parts of the movie. So they just recreate things directly from the game, from the cutscenes of the game. Because at least it's good, because the games are good. So at least you're seeing something cool. And it's not even original. It's fucking completely lifted. So, I mean, fucking dumb. Really, really, really dumb. So, That's really all I wanted to talk about with the cinematography. Like, shitty scenes, good scenes, scenes ripped directly from the movie, standard scenes. Like, the cinematography is probably probably say like a C. It's pretty average. With the bad scenes and the good scenes, they kind of balance out. I'd probably give the cinematography a C. All right, I'd probably give it a C. The last thing I kind of wanted to talk about, right, was the backgrounds. Oh my god, this is where the movie is the best. Actually, the backgrounds, the sets, are copied damn near 1-to-1 from the game. And that might sound bad. No, that's really fucking cool, actually. They look so fucking good. It's like, that right there is exactly what it would look like if it was in real life. Exactly. They did an amazing job. They added in little details like posters in the back that are fucking awesome. Like, they did a lot of cool shit with the backgrounds. The backgrounds are a fucking S. They're not even A. They're S tier. They're the best backgrounds I've seen in a long, long, long fucking time. Alright? They are very, very, very good. I'd give them an S for sure. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the references. And there are a lot of them. And some of them work, some of them fall straight on their fucking face. Like, one of them that works. Jill Valentine asks, hey, what do you think would be a worse death? Swallowed by a giant snake or eaten by a shark? Resident Evil 1, there's a giant snake and there's a shark in the flooded lab. Kind of cool. That's a good reference. What is a bad reference is, in Resident Evil 1, when you first get into the mansion, you're reading, like, notes left by an aforementioned party. You have no idea who it is, alright? And at the very end, his final words are just itchy tasty. That's it. And at that point, like, it gives you this sense of something bad has happened and you can't do anything about it. You can't. It's already fucked and you're just sitting there like, oh my god, I literally watched this man delve into madness and probably fucking turn into a zombie before my eyes and I couldn't do anything about it. And that's good. For fucking in the movie, they use itchy tasty. A zombie writes it on the window, and that's it. Kind of shitty, actually. Kind of fucking bad. What else? Oh my fucking god, I'm totally dry. The Ashford Twins. The Ashford Twins are in this movie. And like I said, they don't do anything. They literally exist to have a 20-second clip, and that's it. That's a horrible fucking... It doesn't do anything. That's shit. Like, they have an insane amount of references in this movie, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Like, for example, another really good reference, actually, is all the props are fucking amazing. The outfits are amazing. They, like, create 1-to-1, identically, the outfits worn by the characters in the video games, and they model the guns that they use, like, damn near perfectly, you know? When they're fighting G, they shoot G in the eye, and his eyes explode. It looks terrible. CGI is fucking abysmal, but that's a cool reference because you do that in the game. You shoot the eyes in the game, so that's a cool reference. I actually think that's pretty cool. You know, I think that's a pretty cool reference, and I think they did a good job there. What's not a good reference is at the very end. Spoiler, at the very end where Leon just pulls a grenade launcher, probably from out of his ass, because it's nowhere to be seen. He just pulls one out and shoots shoots G, and just kills him. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. For some reason, this movie is boring as fuck. The whole movie seems to be like constant fucking fake outs. There are zombies, don't get me fucking wrong. There are zombies, but it's like the same 8 zombies. Like, it's very odd because in Resident Evil 2 and 3, Raccoon City is like fucking filled to the brim with people, whereas in this movie, it's completely gone. Like, gone. I mean, there's like probably 100 people in all of Raccoon City. There's like 100 people. Alright? Like, it doesn't really spell out zombie outbreak when there's 5 fucking zombies trying to break down the police gate for the RPD. 5 in the entire movie, right? In the entire movie, I think I counted 8 different zombies. And there's more than 8 zombies in the movie. Because, like, Chris attacks him and shit like that. But I think there's only, like, 8 or 10 zombies. People playing zombies in this film. What the fuck, man? That's terrible. Another thing is that this is Resident fucking Evil, dude. Alright? This is Resident Evil. And they completely fucking destroy that. Alright? Resident Evil, a game about resource management, about people doing the impossible. Solo, mind you. Not in a group of fucking 6. They're solo doing the impossible. Not in this movie. They are given every single fucking advantage over these zombies that they possibly can. The zombies are stupid, I think. They're stupid and smart at the same time. They can talk and coordinate attacks, but like as soon as they attack someone, they just like grab them with their hands and never bite. Like, I saw zombies bite like once. Once! And that's when Richard, whoever the fuck that is, dies upstairs when he has a shotgun. It's the only thing that I see where they bite. It's like, what the fuck is the point of these zombies if they just don't do anything? They're just there to be killed. Dumb. Also, Resident Evil. Insane boss fights that look fucking awesome. That are hard, they look awesome, they're boiling points. In this fucking movie, G looked like a fucking idiot. Alright? He looked hilarious. He looked bad. Everyone's referencing like that fucking, Dwayne Johnson fucking CGI in The Mummy and how it's bad. That's what G looked like. That's literally what Birkin looked like. He was terrible looking. And he goes down like a bitch. Like, the zombies have more kills than fucking Birkin does. That's not a joke. Birkin has a 0-person kill count. He kills nobody. He doesn't even come close. He goes down like a bitch. In his first form, they shoot him in the head. Within a minute, probably. Down like a bitch. His second form, shoot him with a rocket launcher. Maybe 2 minutes. Down like a bitch. G was the most pussified, weak enemy in the entire fucking movie. By the way, Nemesis didn't appear. Mr. X did not appear. The only person that fucking appeared was G, and he was terrible. He only, like, not William Birkin, G has probably 3 minutes of screen time in this film. Maybe less than 3 minutes of screen time. William Birkin has like 10 minutes of screen time. What the hell, man? Why? It's so stupid. Like, it's really weird, because even the main character's barely getting his screen time. Jill is probably on screen for 10 fucking minutes. Leon doesn't do anything, he doesn't do anything correct in the entire movie. The only thing he does correct is shoot the rocket launcher at G. That's it. Literally all he does is he shoots the rocket launcher at G. That's it. Jill doesn't do fucking anything. Claire barely does anything. The only people who have like a good number of zombies killed are fucking Chris. Chris. He is the only one who seemed to kill zombies. Wesker killed a couple. Jill killed like 2, maybe. Claire maybe killed like 3 or 5. Leon killed 1 and G. Like, I don't understand why you made these characters so fucking bad. They're all terrible. The only one who's even close to representing their video game counterpart is fucking Chris. And that's it. It's like, my guy, like, come the fuck on. Are you serious right now? That's so bad. Like, the boss fight is like 3 minutes long, and they kick his ass without effort. It's like, that's not what it's supposed to fucking be. It's not. It's not what it's supposed to be. Like, they fucked up every single possible thing they could have done for this film. They fucked it up. Like, I might sound like I'm being harsh. I'm not. I swear to God I'm not. Like, they fucked up everything in this film. And even worse is, like I said, I already told you that Wesker is not Wesker. There's an absolutely fucking retarded scene at the very end, a post-credit scene, where Wesker wakes up on an operating table. He says that his eyes burn and they hurt. So Ada Wong just gives him a pair of black sunglasses, the Wesker shades, to help his eyes. Almost like the movie is saying, hey guys, by the way, this character was Wesker. Because we did nothing in the movie to convey that it was Wesker. Nothing. We did nothing in the movie to convey that this character was Wesker. So they just put Ada Wong in and give him glasses. And Ada Wong is using Wesker to get the fucking viruses. She was using Wesker the whole time to get the viruses. That's what she did to Leon, but not Wesker. She didn't even fucking know Wesker in Resident Evil 1 or 2. That fucking storyline doesn't even come until, like, Resident Evil fucking 5, dude. What? Like, dude, you've got to be kidding me, alright? Like, that's so fucking dumb. Like, that major plot point where they're both working together in tandem doesn't even come until Resident Evil fucking 5, where she begs fucking, Wesker not to kill Leon, alright? Or Chris or whatever. I think it's Chris, actually, never mind. But, not to kill Chris. Like, the Ouroboros thing is also Resident Evil 5. Like, this movie, when I was done watching this movie, I was upset. I was actually fucking infuriated, right? That I paid money for this fucking film. I bought it on DVD. This movie is boring as hell. Nothing happens for the first hour and 10 minutes of the movie, and then the last 30 minutes where things actually do happen are boring, and you already know what's gonna happen. It's fucking terrible. This movie is a lot like that Doom movie with Dwayne Johnson, where the whole thing was fake outs. Nothing happened. They didn't shoot enemies. They didn't do anything until the last 10 minutes of the movie, and then they did something. Like, to quote fucking, Channel Awesome over there, Nostalgia Critic, I shouldn't have to tell Resident Evil to grow a pair. Nothing happened in this movie. Nothing. It was so fucking boring. It's not even bad good, alright? I watched Halloween Kills. I'm gonna do a review on that. I watched Halloween Kills 3 times. That movie fucking sucks. It's bad. But at least it's entertaining and fun. This movie is a hollow fucking shell of dullness and boring. It's fucking terrible, alright? It is so goddamn bad. Like, I seriously, if I had to give this movie a rating, 1 out of 5. It is not faithful at all to the games. It is boring as hell. It is so fucking bad. Like, this movie, a lot of people, right, want to, like, say acting, deeper meaning, you know, cinematography, all that, plot, all that. And that is how you rate a movie. That is how you know, give your opinion on a movie. But the best way to judge if a movie is good or not is by, was it entertaining? This movie was not entertaining. I could have watched paint dry. I could have taken a shit, alright, and watched it swirl down the bowl. Either one of those would have been 100 times more exciting than watching this fucking dog shit pile of a movie, alright? Am I coming off harsh? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This movie fucking sucks, alright? Like, for a movie that said it was supposed to be better than the Paul W.S. Anderson films, and how they said it was supposed to be faithful, this movie fails in every single regard except for the backgrounds. Except for the locations, this movie fails in every single regard of being faithful. It is so fucking boring as well. Like, if I had to sum up my entire review of this movie, I would say 1 star, avoid at all costs. Drunk, stoned, no, don't watch. This movie is not enjoyable at all. It's not even enjoyable to sit back and make fun of. It's not even enjoyable that way. You can't even find enjoyment sitting back and talking about how bad it is. It is so fucking boring and insulting to Resident Evil fans and the video game. This movie is so fucking boring and insulting. For the love of God, alright? For the respect of Resident Evil, please, if you haven't seen this movie, do not fucking watch it. Alright? Do not watch it. And that will conclude my Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City review. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. We really need some comments, we really need some views, we need some likes. We're trying to get our engagement up, trying to get really connected with you fans. So, if you could like, comment, subscribe, follow the Twitter, which link will be down below. Follow the Twitter. We would absolutely love to get more engagement with you guys. If you guys can tell us what you want from this channel, like, tell us what you guys want from this channel, alright? We really need the engagement. We enjoy making content, but the fans are what it's all about. We really want to engage with you guys. We really want a fan base. We really want to connect with you guys. So, with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Follow the Twitter link down below. Jay from The Perfect Podcast signing off. Thank you for watching.